Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I welcome all of you on the official page of HR Consultants Pakistan. HR Consultant has organized this event with its partner university, Asia Pacific University. This event is basically a continuation of our previous sessions which we done with Asia Pacific University. And in this particular session, we emphasize on the postgraduate programs that Asia Pacific University offers. As we all know that Asia Pacific University is very well reputed in its master's program, its PhD, its MPhil programs in Malaysia and all over the world. So we have requested Mr. Babak Rahimi from Asia Pacific University, who is heading the postgraduate department of Asia Pacific University, to be with us and to provide us all the answers of the queries which a student have in their mind while they want to make the decision to study in Asia Pacific University. My other colleague, Mr. Saad from HR Consultant, is also accompanying with me in this session. So I welcome Mr. Babak Rahimi from Asia Pacific University on this platform of HR Consultants. Welcome, Mr. Babak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omair and Mr. Saeed. It's a pleasure having you on live, and it's a pleasure being with you on this meeting and live session to answer the prospect questions that the students might be having. While my name is Babak, as you have mentioned, I'm in charge of postgraduate admission at International Office in Asia Pacific University, Malaysia. Well, I'm all yours. I believe that you have many questions that you might have gathered, and you have a lot of inquiries to be addressed. So I keep it short in my introducing myself, and I'll be happy to answer the questions.
Hello, Baba. Hello, everyone. Welcome to FB live session. Baba, generally, it's a most important question for a recently graduated person or graduated students, that why he opt for the master's program, why he didn't opt for the other professional courses like training programs or the, you can say that, skilled programs. So why a bachelor student opt for the master's program? Just tell me about it.
Okay, it's a great question, Saad. I mean, Asia Pacific Universities has been there for last 25 years. And since 1993, we've been offering postgraduate programs and master's and PhD programs. Now, specifically, yes, I have came across of such questions that some students might be asking, saying that why I should do a master program. Well, first of all, I'm going to answer some of the points that usually students need to look at when they are basically enrolling for any master program. One is doing an international recognized degree that any university offers. Specifically about APU, we offer master's program that they are very internationally recognized. I mean, one example, you might know that in Asia Pacific University, we have students from 130 over countries. I mean, this shows that how international candidates and students are willing to come over to Malaysia and specifically come to APU to do master's programs. So when they go back to their home countries, they have actually simply a recognized bachelor degree. Yeah. Second point that I would like to mention is that most of the programs that they are basically offered at the School of Postgraduate in APU, they are based on what the industry is demanding, all right? And we are basically changing the content of the programs that we are offering based on the changes of the industry. I would say this is the most important thing that students you need to keep in mind, that other than upgrading their knowledge and basically doing a master program, which is at a next level of academic education, they do a program that provides them the knowledge and skills that is required by the industry. I mean, that's how students basically can secure basically a job in the market, in the current market. All right, okay. And a second point, and maybe another important point that I want to mention, is that our master's program provides a wide range of academic knowledge, which usually a training program that might be also relevant, they might not provide it to the candidates. Usually training programs are very short, maybe 4 weeks, maximum a month program. But the master program is usually a one-year program if it's done full-time, and the range or knowledge that is provided to a student is in a wider scale.
Okay, perfect. So before going for the next question, my dear viewers, my number is mentioned on the screen. This is 034647477052. And if you have any question that you want to ask from Mr. Babak, so Mr. Babak is here, we can ask for him directly. And you can even call us directly on that number as well. So we can have your live call in this session as well. So Mr. Babak, I want to know what are the programs you are offering at that postgrad level?
Okay, just to let you know, we have a wide range of programs offered in 3 main areas. All right, these 3 main areas or area of knowledge is basically includes information technology. Well, the name of Asia Pacific University of Innovation and Technology explains that. So we have very strong IT related, computer science related programs. But not only that, we are offering business management related programs and also accounting and finance related programs, which maybe later on I can break down all these programs for you. A range of IT programs such as information technology, software engineering, artificial intelligence and cybersecurity are one of the programs or 2 of the programs that we are offering at APU, and data science or big data. Again, a range of management and business related programs that students might be interested in, like technology management, MBA, international business communication, or global marketing management, or project management, are the list of master's programs that we are offering in the field of business management. And then also when you look at the accounting and finance program, we are offering very interesting program in accounting and forensics, or even master of finance, which is infused by infotech or financial technology. All right, so these are the range of programs that right now we are offering at Asia Pacific University. Later on, we will go in the details of how these programs are offering and what are the nature of the programs, because again, we can divide our master's program into 2 major parts of coursework masters and research-based masters, because most of the time I came across of some students that they are not necessarily willing to go for masters that they are modular basis. You know, they don't want to do exams, or they don't want to do assignments in that big number of scales. They want to do a piece of project, a piece of research, and get over their masters with this in mind, that they want to do a PhD program, which is also a research-based program. So I'm sure your later questions might be regarding these programs. So I'll leave it to you to ask them, and I will answer them.
Yeah, Baba. Baba, can you tell our viewers about why they choose Asia Pacific University for the master's program, and what are the advantages they will get during the master's program?
Okay, yes, this is another typical question. You know that there are a lot of universities. Looking at Malaysia itself, there are so many universities and so many institutes offering master's program. But what is important about APU and the programs that we offer in APU? Well, some of the points are very typical among other universities, but also we have very strong points that I'm going to highlight those, and they has to be the main characteristics whereby students should choose APU. Yeah, first of all, we have qualified lecturers with, besides the academic qualifications that of course they must have them. Basically, they have a very good industrial experience in their profiles. All right, that's what we care about in APU, and that's what we look at when we are basically getting our resources and expertise in terms of the lecturers. The second point that I would like to mention is that again, coming to my first point, the master's program offered in APU are very, very industrial oriented. All right, the content and the structure of the programs that we offer, like ITM, information technology management, or forensic accounting, or big data, even AI and cybersecurity programs that we are offering, basically the content of the program the structure of the program, the modules and syllabus that is being designed to offer in these courses are based on what the industry is actually demanding. So basically, once a student complete a master program, eventually upon completion and when they go to the industry, they know how to get the job done in a simple format and simple say. All right. And second point that I want to mention, even business related programs offered in APU are very hybrid programs and they are technology oriented. Even when you look at the MBA or Master of Finance, the elements of IT is infused in the programs that we are offering. A lot of students also asking, okay, how long will it take for my master's to complete? Well, that's another good news for the candidates, that our master's program can finish within a 12 months duration. I'm sure a lot of candidates that you might be having, or I myself came across with, they want to finish off their master's as soon as possible. You know, they have a job break of maybe 1 year, maybe a little bit more, and they want to come over to Malaysia, get their master's done, get their qualification, and go back to the job industry and the previous job that they were doing. So they can finish off their master's in 12 months. And it's pretty flexible also in terms of final year project or final project that students are doing. Usually the final year projects are open to students to decide on the topics that they are interested in. That is the second point of mine, which I wanted to highlight. A lot of universities are basically restrict when it comes to the project based on the current projects that is going on in the faculties and universities. Sort of they force the students to choose their topics for their project. In APU, we are open for any topics that the students are basically requesting for, and they submit their sort of research paper. And once the suitable supervisor is allocated by the faculty, then they can go ahead with the topic that they are interested in. Well, the last point that I want to mention is also related to the IT programs that we have. Most of the programs that we are offering, if you look at the areas under IR 4.0, like AI, we have Master of Artificial Intelligence or Intelligence System. Master of Cybersecurity is offered in APU, or Data Science and Business Analytics, Software Engineering, or Digital Marketing. These are all the areas under IR 4.0. That's what the industry is basically asking for graduates. So our programs in APU are also Industrial Revolution 4.0 oriented. So I think these points are the points that students need to basically look at when they are looking for courses and specific universities when they want to apply for masters.
Okay, Mr. Babak, as Asia Pacific University is specifically popular with its IT programs, and we also know that you are offering data science programs as well. So my viewers and we also want to know what are the benefits of this program and what are the opportunities that the student will get after completing this MSc from your university.
Well, another good question. Yes, data science and business analytics is actually my favorite area as well. Not only my favorite area, but a lot of companies in the industry are looking for these graduates. Thank you for highlighting that, and thank you for asking the question, because the data science and business analytics, not only in Malaysia, but many countries in the world, is in very high demand. I'm just giving you some statistics about the data science and what the Malaysia itself is basically looking for. I'm sure a lot of your students are also looking at coming to Malaysia and doing a master's program and maybe looking for jobs opportunity in Malaysia. Well, if they go for such program like data science and business analytics, the good news for them is that in Malaysia itself, within the year that we are in, 2020, Malaysia right now requires 15,000 data scientists. Well, yes, data scientists will be the final product of students that they will be doing a data science and business analytics. Another area under IR 4.0 and digital transformation. A very high demand by many industries is being basically there for these graduates. And basically, if a university like APU is offering such program, is basically targeting the talent gap in the market. And APU is one of the very first universities offering the data science and business analytics related program. And we are very proud of it. In 2016, when none of the universities in Malaysia were ever thinking about implementing such programs and offering such programs, we came up with this program. And now we are very proud that this program is very mature and is basically looking at the target market that the students are also looking for. Basically, the data science and business analytics is a package, all right, that the APU is offering. When you look at the term itself, it says Master of Science in Data Science and Business Analytics. That means we are not basically teaching the students only the technical part of data analytics or data science. It goes to the next phase, whereby the implementation of data science comes in. How the data is being, which is being generated, which is being basically visualized, can be implemented in the context of the business. All right, that's very important. Many universities might offering this program maybe outside Malaysia, in other countries as well, but none of them are looking at these both side of the technical part and also the basically business intelligence part. Now, another news for candidates that they are interested about this program is that we have two pathways for this particular program. One is more technical part, which is looking at data engineering, all right? Another part is business analytics, whereby students can choose the business intelligence pathway. So we have both pathways available for these two different extreme students that they want to be specialized in either areas. Now, another thing which is very important and I would like to highlight is that this program is developed with the support of the industry advisory panel, which includes ICT, Redtone, a lot of other big names like Maxis in Malaysia, IBM, Microsoft, and FusionX. Yeah, these are the companies that not only in the development phase of the program they have helped us, they also are monitoring our current courses, and more importantly, they are looking for our graduates. So our graduates, basically, they have the chance of applying for these companies because they are looking for such programs. I want to keep it short because I don't want to expend so much time on although a lot of things to explain, Saad and Omer. But then another important thing is that our graduates, after completing this particular program, not only they are awarded a master's program, they also awarded a professional certificate of achievement, which is offered by APU and SAS. I'm not sure whether you have heard of SAS or SAS. Basically, SAS is provider of analytical tool for almost 90% of companies in the world. So another good partner of ours is SAS, whereby they've been monitoring the development of our program, and eventually they have agreed to give a professional certificate of achievement aside of the master certificate that students are getting from us. So all these points that we have mentioned is basically are very important points that students should know about the big data or data analytics program.
Yeah, Babak, as we all know, one of the high demanded field in IT is cybersecurity as well. And APU is also offering a Master of Science in Cybersecurity. So kindly tell us about the how the programs running in the APU, and what are the career opportunities students can get after completion of their masters.
Okay, good. Another interesting area and another growing area under Industrial Revolution 4.0. Yes, cybersecurity. It's all about forensic computing. It's all about cybercrime. When students are going for such programs, basically they are interested in tracking the cyber crimes, tracking the system vulnerabilities that might be there in any system. So it's very technical program. And just want to highlight few statistics for you again when it comes to the cybersecurity that Asia Pacific University is offering. And what are the facts in the world? Basically, cybersecurity ventures, which is known as VC, predicting that there will be 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs available and opening by 2021. So those candidates that they are basically interested in doing this program, hurry up, because the job opportunity by next year, which is 2021, will be 3.5 million in the world. All right. Another statistic given by global cybersecurity market is that the size of the market will grow to 248.26 billion, all right, dollars. That means a big investment is coming in by 2023 for such areas basically in the world. All right. Okay. So a lot of reasons why students should go for this program. Of course, it's a technical program, requires a technical background, requires a student coming from a relevant background as well. All right, which maybe later on I will break that down, and how will be the application process for students that they are interested in cybersecurity program. But just mention few more points is a wide range of industry relevant subject areas in security operation center, or incident response, or security auditing and assessment. I don't want to make you confused with these jargon words, because I'm sure your audience, when I mention these jargon words, they become more interested about cybersecurity program, because these are the parts whereby is covered throughout the program. Areas like advanced ethical hacking, or e-investigation, or data analytics, even in cybersecurity areas, you know. So these are the topics area that is very familiar to those students that they are interested in such program. And when we are looking at even a career option, we are looking at cybersecurity analyst, or information security consultant, or digital forensics investigator, or cybersecurity engineer, and many more career options that students will be having, not only in Malaysia, in most of the developing and developed countries are having such opportunities to go for, and very good program to do.
Mr. Baba, as you explained very interestingly about the data science programs and the cybersecurity and artificial intelligence programs, I want to know if the student wants to join that program, that your data science, artificial intelligence, and but his background is not from that IT side. It means if he have not a relevant background. So is there any chances for him to join the data science or artificial intelligence programs or cybersecurity programs of yours?
Okay, the question is yes. Good news for those students that they might be coming from, I don't know, business management background, or finance background, or accounting background, let's say, for example. I have many candidates that they want to change their career pathway. I mean, not to say that they made the wrong decision maybe, all right, at the bachelor degree level, but for any reason they are looking for better opportunities in the growing market, in the current growing market that we have. So the answer to your question is, Omer, yes, students can be accepted for these programs. Just mention data science and business analytics, or even cybersecurity, or even software engineering or artificial intelligence. What will happen is that we will accept them if they are meeting the general entry requirement of the program, which is basically a CGPA requirement. And if they are meeting that, we will be offering them some set of prerequisite modules to do before they start their actual program. I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say, for example, the same program that you have just mentioned, the data science and business analytics, all right? There will be 4 basically prerequisite module that students need to do for this particular master's program, namely R programming, statistics, database for data science, and programming in Python. So for cybersecurity program, again, there are a set of prerequisite modules that students needs to go through, and also for artificial intelligence. So yes, no problem. We can accept the students from these areas if they are looking for changing their career pathway to some more technical master's program that we are offering in IT and computer science field.
Yeah, Babak, APU is offering most of the programs coursework, and students want to know about who are willing for the PhD programs or research-based master's program. Is APU offering those programs?
Okay, yes, we do, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of my presentation or speech, we do have two sets of master's program. A set of master's program that we have been discussing just now, like MBA, like data science, like cybersecurity or artificial intelligence, so far, so on. They are all coursework masters. When we say coursework masters, we mean that there are a set of subjects that students need to do, all right, followed by a mini project which contains a 30% of the credit hours, all right? That is generally known as a coursework masters, at least in our definition in APU, all right, or in Malaysia. Yeah. We have another set of master's program which are research-based. Now, when we say research-based, that means there are no modules at all for students to do, all right? And consequently, there are no exams or no particular small assignments to be done for any subjects. And there is only one piece of research that students need to do, just like a PhD program. So as long as they can fulfill the requirement of that particular project by the end of the program, they will be able to complete their research-based masters. Now, these research-based masters are basically in three main areas, all right? Namely, we call it Master of Philosophy in Management. We call it Master of Philosophy in Engineering, and then Masters in Computing, which is by research, all right? Now, the entry requirement for this program and how students apply for this program is that they need to come up with the research proposal. All right. Now, you might be having a candidate saying that, okay, I want to do MSc in computing by research, but I want to do something along the data science and business analytics. No problem. All the candidate needs to do is to come up with the research proposal which is in that particular area and submit to us, and based on that we will choose a relevant supervisor and expertise, and just like a PhD program, a student can come and commence the program, and purely research based and no classes.
Okay, one more thing, Mr. Babak, a very important one. I have just received a message from a student, and he is saying that ask about the English requirements for your master programs. What are your IELTS requirements? Another question he'll ask is about scholarships as well, which the student most want to know about.
Okay, good question. Yes, this is a particular question coming from any international student. Well, I would say all the programs offered in APU, both at undergraduate level and postgraduate level, looking at master's and PhD, requires internationally recognized English qualification. When we say that, that includes IELTS or any other relevant internationally recognized qualification. Now, let's look at IELTS, because now IELTS is more typical, basically testing system that students go for in many countries. Now, most of the master's program that we are offering usually IT-related programs require an IELTS of 5.5 or at some cases 6. I'm referring to an academic category of IELTS. Yeah, some of the basically business-related programs usually require an IELTS 6.0, and some of the accounting programs require 6.5. Of course, PhD programs also require a 6.5 IELTS when it comes to the admission requirement. Now, again, another question, I'm not sure whether that would be your next question, but a lot of students might be asking, okay, I don't have an IELTS, but my medium of instruction in my previous university has been in English. Now, good news for them, they can be exempted for the IELTS requirement if that is so. All right. And I'm sure most of the universities, specifically looking at Pakistan, the medium of instruction is in English language. So if that is the case, then they just need to submit a letter confirming that the medium of instruction in the university that they have completed their bachelor degree is in English, and they can be exempted for the IELTS requirement.
Yeah. Baba, kindly tell our viewers about the fee structure of the master's program and the, one of the most important thing, scholarships.
Yes,
so
yes.
What we have for the students.
Sure, no problem. Well, another good news. Keep giving good news. I hope that that helps you guys. Yes. Besides the very low tuition fees that we are having for a master's program, in comparison, I'm not going to compare any specific university, but Asia Pacific University is offering very, I would say, affordable fees when it comes to master's program. That ranges from $9,000 for the entire basically program. That is the total tuition fee for the entire master's program 1 year, to slightly higher than 10,000. Let's say, for example, when it comes to our data science and business analytics. I'm talking about dollars here. Yeah. If you want, I can tell you the equivalent in ringgit as well. But usually USD is basically a standard fees that we are basically telling our students. So a 9,000 to 10,000 plus, that would be the range of tuition fee that we are having. Now, another good news is that, yes, we do have scholarships. There are partial scholarships offered by APU for candidates that they are interested in doing master's program, and that can go up to 30% of the total tuition fee. So again, this is basically a sponsorship coming from APU for those that they coming with a very outstanding bachelor degree and high CGPA. If you look at the CGPA requirement based on the grade scale of Malaysia, we are looking at 3.2 and above CGPA out of 4. If the students having such CGPA and above, they can secure a particular scholarship. But of course, scholarships are very limited. So if students are listening right now, again, hurry up. Submit your applications as soon as possible, secure your offer letter and scholarships for any intakes coming up in 2020 all the way until the end of the academic year.
Okay. So these scholarships is based for masters for implement on research-based masters as well.
Yes, that's right. Now, another good question. Sorry, I forgot to mention our research-based masters are even having a lower tuition fee. I mean, because the nature of the master, which is not including any subjects or any classroom to be conducted, that would be something around, I would say, $6,000, close to $7,000 for the entire 2 years research-based masters.
Okay, Mr. Babak, I want to know about some detail regarding the PhD programs.
Sure.
Are they offered through distance learning as well?
Okay, at the moment, Omer, I just want to highlight that all the PhD or research programs that the APU is offering requires students to be on campus. That means the candidates and the students need to be here in Malaysia for the entire duration of the program, whether it's 2 years master by research or whether it's PhD 3 years, let's say, program when it comes to full time. But good news again for those that they might be considering to do a PhD program. I mean, I came across with a lot of candidates myself that they are working back in home countries. Some of them, they are already a lecturer in a university or any job that they are doing back in home country, and they cannot commit a full-time program and be on campus for the entire duration. Now, the good news is that hopefully by middle of this year, towards the end, we will be launching our distance learning PhD programs. All right. Okay. So that might help the candidates that you know, they cannot commit a full-time program on campus. But at the moment, most of the PhD program that we are offering requires the student to be on campus for the entire duration.
We are talking about the fee structure. So what about the living costs if a student opt for the accommodation on campus in APU? So what are the facilities available for them, and what are the fee structure?
Okay, just to let you know, a rough figure, estimated or approximate figure about living cost in Malaysia. And this is the main reason why a lot of international students choose Malaysia as their final destination to come for study, either master or undergraduate, is that living cost in Malaysia roughly is around $500 to $600 per month. That includes the accommodation as well. Now, specifically looking at Asia Pacific University accommodation we are providing for students, that includes master's and PhD students, is that it can range from $90 to $100 all the way to $200, $250. That would be a range of accommodation depending on what type of accommodation students are looking for based on their budget. All right. We do have both on-campus and off-campus accommodation available for students. Some students would like to stay within the campus premises. We have on-campus accommodation for them available. Some, they don't want to spend the leisure time again in the campus. They want to be outside the campus for in terms of their accommodation. We do provide off-campus accommodation for students as well.
I have a question in mind regarding the master's program in IT. So do you guys offering work-based learning programs, like a student can during their master's can opt for the organization and do some work, paid work over there?
Sorry, Sal, I didn't get your question.
It's a work-based program question. Usually other universities, or we can say the top-ranked universities in the world, providing the work-based master with the accreditation of the companies and the organizations. So your master program in IT is accredited with the companies in Malaysia or all around the world?
Okay, Saad, yes, good question. I mean, you know that in Malaysia, we have a lot of international companies operating. I mean, I've just roughly mentioned some of them, like IBM, like Microsoft, that they are also having branches in Malaysia. So our students basically having the opportunity to work for these companies as soon as they finish their masters. I have a lot of examples myself from students that I got myself, help them come here to Malaysia and study, and they are now working in very well-known companies like Microsoft and IBM here in Malaysia. Well, when it comes to other countries, there might be some students that they are willing to come to Malaysia, finish off their masters and go overseas, either work or apply for PhD program in other universities. As I mentioned earlier in our earlier conversation, our master's program, the qualifications that students are getting are very well internationally recognized. That means they are qualified to apply for any PhD in any university after completing the master's, or of course apply for any job opportunities that they might be having in other countries. Yes, no problem.
That's great.
Thank you. Sir, do you have any other question?
No, it's okay, sir.
Okay, dear viewers, we have got all information from Mr. Babak. He has explained that they have a very outstanding programs, the most demanding programs of IT at the master level, in which he highlighted about the big data, data science, business analytics, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. They are also offering programs of software engineering, information technology management. Along with these IT best courses, they have some courses in the business side as well, like marketing, masters in accounting, masters in finance. And he told us about the eligibility requirement, which is 65% in the percentage or with 2.75. In some cases, in some courses, they also accept 2.5 CGP as well, like Master Information Technology Management or business programs. Apart from this thing, he has also highlighted about the fee structure, which is very minimum, which is some $9,000, starts from $9,000 per year. And the programs are normally 12 months of the duration. And in some cases, if you want some more time for your research programs, they can extend their duration from 12 months to even 18 months. It all depends upon your request. But normally the program is 12 months. So dear viewers, they are open. Asia Consultant is open. Asia Pacific University is working from home. They are giving you admissions at the time. Our number is displayed at the screen. You just have to send your education documents on the number displayed on the screen. I'm repeating for you. This is 0346 4747 052 and 0346 4747 031. Our email address is malaysia@asiapakistan.com. You can also send your education documents through WhatsApp or through email. I'm repeating email address. This is malaysia@asiapakistan.com. Apart from the courses which I tell them, Mr. Babak has also highlighted about the PhD programs and the ample programs they are offering in the field of computing, in the field of business, in the field of engineering. So dear all viewers, Asia Pacific University is very highly reputed among his master's program. And you all know that, and Mr. Babak has also explained the things in very detail. And we are very thankful to Mr. Babak for his time at Asia Pacific University that they have collaborated with HR to organize this event. So I'd like to thank our guests, Mr. Babak and Mr. Saad. We are going to close this session. And if you have any question, you can just WhatsApp your questions and HR team will as soon as possible. So Mr. Babak, do you have any remarks to say goodbye to our viewers?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Omar. Thank you, Saad. Thank you for having me in live Facebook. Thank you for HR Consultant Management and all the stuff. All I wanted to know is that students basically need to build in the future. So in APU, our master's program are helping them in this pathway. These days, we all at APU hoping that everyone stay safe and as everyone stay at home. It's a critical situation, but I also want to let you know that we are with you and we are here to help. If you have any question or any inquiries, feel free to contact us. And thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Babak. And one more thing, dear viewers, Asia Pacific University intake is September, and they are accepting the applications for that as well. So you don't have to delay, don't have to panic, stay at home, stay safe. Asia Consultants, Asia Pacific University, both are working for you. You just have to forward your documents and we are arranging your admission for upcoming September intake. And we are praying to Allah Almighty that soon this situation will be settled and all the things will get resumed. Many thanks here. Thank you, Mr. Babak, and thank you, Mr. Saad, for your time.
Thank you.
Take care, gentlemen. Allah Hafiz.